Okay, welcome back. We're still on Hack 5. And you've been asking and answering the question for a little bit now. And how does that feel? Are you feeling a little bit of emotional freedom? You know, as you go through these hacks, especially when you master Hack 2 and then Hack 4, feeling good-ish. Hack 2, again, was bitch slap the beast. Hack 4, feeling good-ish. Now as you get into Hack 5 and you start asking and answering the question on a regular basis, you might notice sometimes all of a sudden you feel kind of good and you're sitting there doing whatever. It could be exercising or watching TV or, on your computer. And all of a sudden you feel, hey, I feel kind of happy. I feel kind of good right now. So if that happens, I just want to remind you, as I did in Hack 4, just enjoy it. Do not say, why am I happy? I shouldn't be happy. I don't have money to pay my bills. I shouldn't be feeling happy right now. Or I'm going to flunk out of school here. Why am I happy? Or my girlfriend or boyfriend just dumped me. I got no reason to be in a good mood. No. That's the beast talking. If you feel happy for a second or two or a minute or half an hour or whatever, just say, thank you. That's what it feels to have some life force flowing through me. I'm no longer, my biochemistry in my body is starting to stabilize, and all that cortisol is draining out, and I'm starting to feel pretty good right now, even if I haven't solved all my problems yet. Because as you know, life is all about problems and solving them. As soon as you knock a few down, a few more come up. So enough of that, and now we're going to move on to dealing with shit slingers. This is all part of Hack 5, hacking your internal world. It's part of you do you. And what we're going to see in the remainder of this hack is that their external forces, not just your thoughts, but external forces are going to attack your life force. And you're going to have to deal with them, as we always do, in real time, as they happen. Because as soon as they land and they start eating away at your life force, it gets diminished, and it takes a while for it to build back up. So we have to repel or repudiate the attacks the moment they hit. Okay, so how do we do this? The first step is dealing with shit slingers. And okay, what's a shit slinger? A shit slinger, by our definition here, is anybody who says things to you that diminish your life force. That's it. It could be, the mayor of the town. It could be a beloved teacher or a popular kid in school. It could be anybody. It doesn't matter how they are perceived by the public or their families or their friends. It's how they're perceived by you. And if you are hanging out with this person and they're saying things that diminish your life force, they are a shit slinger. That's it. All right, think right now. Do you have any shit slingers in your life? If you've been depressed and miserable and anxious, I bet you do have a few shit slingers in your life. You may have a ton of them, or you may have one or two main shit slingers. So today we're going to talk about how to deal with shit slingers in real time. So you might say, well, I've been bitch slapping. Why don't I just bitch slap them? I'll tell them to shut up. She says to me, oh, you look tired. I should say, shut up. Well, it doesn't work as well to be so blunt with shit slingers as it does with the beast, because that's nonverbal, and shit slingers sometimes have power over you. It might be your parents, it might be your spouse, it might be your boss, it might be your teacher, professor at school. Might be the police officer who just pulled you over. I don't know. Could be anybody. So the question is, how do we deal with people who might be in positions of authority or people we have to deal with on the long term? We don't want to just say, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. What else can we do? You can do that if you want. That's technique number one, bitch slap. All right, but let's have some more techniques. So I'm going to give you 3 more techniques, okay? The dodge, the smack back, and the broken record. Okay, that's what we're going to learn right now. The dodge, the smack back, and the broken record. The dodge is the easiest one. The dodge is, you sort of do the mental calculation. You go, does that have to diminish my life force? Nah, not really. I'll let it go by. And you just dodge out of the way and just let that remark just go right on by, and don't let the shit stick to you. The dodge is the easiest one. Your girlfriend says, gee, you look tired. And you go, I do feel a little tired. And you let it go. Okay, well, that's great. As long as you don't dodge when it actually did diminish your life force, okay? That happens for, we're trying to be nice, we're too nice. As we know, depressed and anxious people are much nicer than people who aren't depressed and anxious, some of whom are even assholes. So don't make the mistake of saying, oh, I'll just dodge that, when you're really saying, I'm afraid to say anything because I don't want to upset them. No, 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 no. That's not allowed when we're hacking, okay, your life force. You have to be judicious in the use of the dodge and say, I'll let that one slide. But you can't let too many of them slide. If you feel your life force tick down even a little bit, you have to go on to the smack back, okay? So the smack back, it's kind of like playing tennis. You're going to volley with it. You're not going to escalate the attack. You're just going to smack it back and retain your life force, okay? You're not going to try to diminish their life force because they try to diminish yours. That's not what we do here. You're just going to smack it back. So she goes, gee, you look tired today. You could say, if you're, in a bitch slapping mood, you could say, well, if I looked like you, I'd shave my ass and walk backwards. Now, that's not what I'm talking about here, because what did you do? You ramped up the attack, and now you're going to get in a fight with her, and both of you are going to end up with diminished life force. So you say, you could say something like, you look a little tired yourself. How'd that feel? Did that even things up? If it did, it's a good smack back. Just something to even the playing field. There are some smackbacks that are more effective than others, and I like to call that, even though it's mixing metaphors a little bit, I call it the high road smackback. And the value of the high road smackback is it opens people up to communication. She says, you look really tired. And you could say, ow, I kind of hurt my feelings. Are you mad at me? Something along those lines. So let's take a couple of examples. You're out to dinner with your boyfriend, girlfriend, and they deliver your expensive meal to you here, and you say, hey, this meat is overcooked. And she says to you, you sound just like your father. Why are you always complaining about everything? You're like, whoa, diminish your life force. You feel that? You're just complaining about an overcooked entree, which I think is your right to do, and she attacks you. Well, you have several things you could do, right? If you want to be an aggressive smackback, you could say, yeah, why am I complaining? Tastes better than anything you've ever cooked. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'd rather have the high road smackback and have you say, gee, you kind of jumped down my throat on that. That kind of hurt. What's going on with you? Did that bring your life force back to neutral, back to where it was? And still open up the chance for communication? She might say, well, you always complain about everything. You say, whoa. You have to do another smack back. What are you going to do this time? She goes, oh, you always complain about everything. You say, I always complain about everything? That's two absolutes. I get the feeling you don't like me very much. See, so you're holding your own continuously, no matter what they say. Try that. Think about a shit slinger in your life right now. I'm sure somebody came to mind right away, right? Did somebody come to mind? And say, next time, what do they typically say to you? Oh, you're so out of shape. Or, oh, do you really think you should order that extra piece of pie? What are you going to say? I don't care what you say, as long as that little hit to your life force comes right back up to where it was. If you need to be nasty, okay? In a while, you won't have to be nasty. You can take the high road. And you can say something like, I like pie and I get to eat whatever I want because it's a free country. And I thank you for minding your own business. See? How'd that feel? Did that get your life force back up to where it was? So, there's just some interesting play-by-play here, depending on who you're dealing with. But it's a real-time thing, like everything we try to do here in the 7 life force hacks is we try to keep the life force as the barometer, and we keep it up in the present moment, and we repel attacks as they happen. So we don't have to say, maybe she's mad at me for something else, or she's probably jealous because I talked to so-and-so and so-and-so, or she's mad because I got that promotion, or we don't care about all that stuff. I don't want to process that stuff. I don't know why she's attacking you. I just want your life force to be sustained right now through a smack back. Just keep it in play in real time and see how your day goes. You don't have to make excuses for people, and you don't have to try to analyze what's wrong with them. Why are they morons or idiots? Hey, you're in the foam pit. Man with the misfits. Expect it, but don't let it diminish your life force. Okay, I'm going on and on about that, but there is one more tool or technique in this hack of dealing with shit slingers, and that's called the broken record. And that's like that's a tough one. That's when even the smacking back is getting exhausting. It's like bitch slapping the beast. You remember that? It gets exhausting. So if you're dealing with a shit slinger who just won't shut up and just keeps coming at you, and you smack back and smack back and smack back and smack back, and finally you're getting ready to just sort of like tell them, give them the finger and attack them and, blow up the whole relationship. And that's your option as long as it maintains your life force. But another possibility for you is just to deploy the broken record. And that is you just keep saying the same thing over and over until they get tired and shut up and go away. And that is the broken record. It's like, a vinyl record, and there's a little problem and it skips and it keeps playing the same section over and over. Every time it goes around, it goes back to the same spot and plays the same, 3 or 4 seconds. So in the case of your broken record with somebody, you have sort of a laundry list of little things you're going to say. One of the easiest ones to say is, that's not how I see it. Or, hey, you do you. Or, I'd rather not talk about this anymore. I'd rather not talk about this anymore. I'm done talking about this. You do you. Hey, stay in your lane. Hey, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. See what I mean? It's easy. It doesn't take as much creative thought as smacking back, and it can be just as effective for people who really just don't know when to shut up. Okay, so think about these 3 techniques. First of all, pick a couple of shit slingers. Think about things they tell you that diminish your life force, and think about which of these techniques you're going to use. You're going to dodge, you're going to smack back, or you're going to play the broken record. See how that works. Work on this for a day or so, and I'll see you back here. Okay? Thanks.